The Disney's Dinosaur ride has officially closed, and I'm pretty sad about it. Now, I've only ever ridden this ride once, years ago on a trip with my wife, but that one time that I had ridden it was incredibly memorable. I really liked this ride, and for a movie that is so underrated, it was really cool to see something that was themed around, Dinosaur. I especially loved the line, leading into the ride, because you're basically surrounded by a museum. There's all kinds of statues all over the place, fossil replicas, and I assume real fossils, and not to mention the grossly oversized Carnotaurus right in the center of the building. I know it's a fictional species, but it's still funny. It was awesome. The statues in particular really reminded me of early 2000s dinosaur reconstructions, which makes sense because that's when the movie came out, and I assume that's around when the ride opened. Those are the types of dinosaur reconstructions that I grew up with because I was a child during the early 2000s. So it was just very cool to see that sort of time capsule, I guess. The ride itself was also awesome. You're like going back in time to see all of these amazing animatronic dinosaurs, ranging from what I remember, a Styracosaurus to, of course, the Carnotaurus. It was a lot of fun, and I'm very sad that I can't bring my daughter to the ride now. That is something that I kind of planned in my mind. One day we're gonna get enough money to go to Disney World, and then I'm gonna take my daughter, and then she's gonna have an amazing time. But unfortunately, I can't do that now because the ride has officially closed. And, I always loved Disney's Dinosaur. That was one of my favorite dinosaur movies growing up. And in a lot of ways, it kind of feels like Disney has forgotten about that movie or has tried to move on because I don't think that movie performed too well. So that makes my inner child very sad that we're starting to see things like this sort of disappear. Because again, I really do like the movie and I really like the ride.